Exhibitors outside in the stalls, kindly come inside. Just leave one person at the stall so that at least we start together. Exhibitors who are outside in the stalls, kindly come forward. Now, I want to start by inviting the country coordinator for Pelham Uganda, Madam Stella Lutalo, to come and give us her opening remarks and give us briefly the objectives of today's Food and Seed Fair so that then we know better what we are talking about today. Madam Stella, you're most welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'll observe protocol. The representative from the Minister of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, honorable members of Parliament, representatives from various government departments, ministries, departments and agencies, representatives from the French Embassy, the country director, Trocare Uganda, the Director of Research at the National Chemotherapeutic Research Institute, Secretary General, Pelham Association, Chairperson and members of the Board of Pelham Uganda, and representatives of civil society organizations and partners, the member organizations of Pelham, the farmer representatives here, ladies and gentlemen, all distinguished guests, all protocol observed. I would like to welcome you all to the 11th Annual Indigenous and Traditional Food Fair. We've been at this for the past 11 years, and this is our 11th, and we are happy to host you as Pelham Uganda. For those of you who are here for your first time, Pelham is participatory ecological land use management. It's a network of 65 civil society organizations that are spread around the country in over 122 districts and supporting over 3 million smallholder farmers and supporting them. As Pelham, we work to improve the livelihoods of these smallholder farmers and sustainability of farming communities by fostering ecological land use management. And we've been doing this for the past 26 years. Pelham Uganda is also affiliated to the Pelham Association, which is in 12 countries in Eastern and Southern Africa. And unlike other years, today we are privileged to have a Secretary General for the Pelham Association here with us, and he will come and share a few remarks. So that is Pelham. And we've been part of the Indigenous Food campaign since 2005 as Pelham Association. And this happened at the peak of the Green Revolution, with a lot of movement towards GMOs, a lot of movement towards large-scale monocultures. And as Pelham Association, we chose not to sit back and lament. And we started a campaign, an indigenous food campaign in the region. And the campaign was focused on ensuring that we conserve agricultural biodiversity as well as consume it and use it to address different challenges that are affecting the agriculture sector and our lives at large. So we have had the campaign for the past so many years, and this year we are having this 11th food fair. And we would like to appreciate our member organizations who are here and those watching online for all the efforts to make sure that the campaign takes root among the farming communities that you're supporting around the country, because the results have been evident that the campaign is a successful one. So we thank you, our member organizations and the farmers you work with, for taking part in this campaign. And we also want to appreciate the partners who have been with us as we organize this 11th food fair. And the logos are listed here. We have Oxfam, Trocare, Swedish Society for Nature Conservation, Bread for the World, the French Embassy. We have Broderick Delen. We have other initiatives that we are hosting, like the Ecological Organic Agriculture Initiative, the Knowledge Centers for Organic Agriculture in Africa, and we also have the Youth in Agroecology and Business Learning Track Africa and the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries. So we welcome you and we thank you for partnering with us. I also want to briefly share about our progress since this campaign started. We have had better coordination of efforts around promoting and reviving indigenous foods in the country, and this has resulted into increased food diversity, both on the farm, amongst the farmers, and also on the plate. We are having more diversity on the farm and on the plate, which has contributed to building of resilience of our farmers, but also improved nutrition and food security. We have also had made a contribution towards conservation of our agricultural biodiversity. At the time of starting this campaign, we had a big challenge of biodiversity loss, and we have made a big contribution to see that our agricultural biodiversity is revived and that we do not have extinction of our traditional food and diverse species. We have also started conducting regional food fairs. These have been at subnational within the country, but also at district levels. And these have been held annually in different parts of the country. And what you will see at the exhibition stalls will be from the regional fairs, what came from the regions, and is being presented at national level. We have also implemented innovative projects to strengthen farmer-managed seed systems, specifically projects with Oxfam, Trocare, and also we've partnered with Biodiversity International and the Plant Genetic Resources Center to implement such projects. And in so doing, we are contributing to strengthening the farmer-managed seed systems that are clearly recognized in the National Seed Policy as contributing over 70% of the seed systems in the country, categorized under the informal seed sector. So we are making a contribution towards strengthening these farmer-managed seed systems so that farmers have access to good quality seed. We have established community seed banks around the country at the farmer level, but also at community levels. And the seed banks have diverse seeds, including lots of indigenous seeds that are being saved by the farmers and also being multiplied so that they make them available to all of us to be able to have access to indigenous food and then the seed. We have also continuously been contributing to the National Gene Bank that is directly under the Plant Genetic Resources Center. The Plant Genetic Resources Center has been a part of these annual indigenous food fairs and some of the regional ones, and they have been collecting seeds, and they have been adding to the National Gene Bank. And also last year, as we marked the 25 years of Pelham, we also partnered with the Plant Genetic Resources Center and planted 500 trees in the botanical gardens, and these were mainly indigenous tree species. We have also contributed to the knowledge base. We have been publishing. We have published a book on indigenous foods in Uganda. We have published a cookbook of traditional foods in Uganda, which we launched in 2019. This year, as part of the program today, we are going to launch a book on wild edible plants of Teso and Acholi subregions, which we did in partnership with Trocare and partners that are also represented here. Then we have also been showcasing cooking sessions, and also this food fair will have some demonstration of how our traditional food is cooked or consumed, and we will have free tasting of the food on the stalls. And lastly, we have also been working closely with different stakeholders and with the Plant Genetic Resources Center, which is under NARO, on the draft national policy on genetic resources for food and agriculture. And we have a representative here who is going to make a presentation and share with us the progress on this policy framework as part of today. I would also like to share with you the objectives of today. The overall objective is to showcase the contribution of indigenous foods and plants towards strengthening community resilience to COVID-19 and generate strategies for promoting sustainable agrobiodiversity management in the food system. And specifically, we want to create awareness on the various indigenous foods and plants that have been effectively used in the management of the COVID-19 pandemic. We want to discuss strategies for promoting agrobiodiversity as a mechanism for improving household nutrition and resilience to COVID-19. And we also want to build momentum and collective voice towards an enabling policy environment for promoting indigenous foods and scaling up agroecology in Uganda. We all know the pandemic has hit us very hard as Uganda, and it has disrupted food systems. And when we look at solutions to surviving COVID, we find that food has not been at the forefront, and yet it's very important in the fighting or surviving COVID. So we want to focus on COVID and also to see how our indigenous foods can contribute to nutrition and health and resilience of our farming communities. I'll also borrow a quote from a book called Surviving COVID. It's a book that was published by the Alliance for Food Sovereignty in Africa, where Pelham is a member. And they published this book, and it emphasizes nutrition and health, the importance of building immunity through consuming agroecologically produced, safe, diverse, nutritious food as a way of surviving COVID. And the quote is, we need to wear the inner mask before we wear the outer mask. All of us are wearing masks today, but the inner mask is building our immunity to be able to fight COVID. And in our case, we are emphasizing that consumption of agroecologically produced food, which is diverse, nutritious, healthy, will help us build our immunity to be able to have that inner mask before we wear the outer mask. And moving forward, Pelham is committed to continuing with the work on promoting indigenous food to address a number of challenges that we keep coming up. And we found that it's providing a lot of solutions. And we cannot do this alone. We are working with a number of partners, and we need to still get more on board. So we need to work together to see that we conserve our food, we consume it, and that we enjoy the benefits thereof. And we call upon you to join us, and I also encourage you to actively participate in the different sessions that we have today. And I would like to wish all of you a good food fair. Thank you so much.
Let's give Stella a better hand clap. Thank you. May I now invite Dr. Christopher Cheswa, the Country Board Chairperson, Pelham, Uganda, to come and give his opening speech. You're most welcome, Doctor.
Wow, this mask can sometimes be cumbersome. Allow me to start by observing protocol. The Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries, Honorable Members of Parliament here present, representatives from various government ministries, departments and agencies, representatives of the French Embassy in Uganda, the Country Director, Okra, Uganda, the Director of Research at the National Chemotherapeutic Research Institute, the Secretary General of the Pelham Association, members of Pelham Uganda Country Board present here, and those who may be participating in this meeting virtually, the Country Coordinator, Pelham Uganda, representatives of the civil society, member organizations of Pelham, and farmer organizations, ladies and gentlemen. I'll start by making a quote that was made by Sir Winston Churchill in relation to food. He said to have made this observation that healthy citizens are the greatest asset any country can have. And I guess we indeed all agree that safe and wholesome food, which is nutritious, keeps our bodies healthy and very productive. Somebody else also made an observation that we should make food our medicine at all times. On behalf of the board and the membership of Pelham Uganda, I would like to welcome you all to the 11th Indigenous Food and Seed Fair. Thank you so much for coming. We really value your presence here. It is a fact that Uganda is endowed with local food that is safe, nutritious, and relatively easy to produce. And the ease with which food can be produced is key in our food economy. Because as we all know, we depend on the smallholder farmer for the food that we all enjoy. Presently, our population is estimated to be 43 million people. But as we all remember, during COVID time, there was a lockdown. Yes, maybe some rice was coming in, but it was also difficult to reach the distribution points to be able to pick rice. We survived as a country on food that was produced and still produced in this country. So our food and the seed that we have is indeed our heritage, and it's befitting that we all recognize the smallholder farmers that produce the food. The ease and of course the environment that enables them to produce the food is helping in making it an inclusive process of producing food, but also distributing it around the country. Otherwise, if it was the industrial model that predominated in this country, as we would like to promote, some of us would like to promote these days, then that section of or segment of our population would be thrown off the food system operations. The capacity of Uganda to feed itself was best demonstrated during COVID, and we are still demonstrating it. There are those of us who want to buy imported rice, but if you can't afford it, there is rice that is equally nutritious and being sold at a friendly price. We should be all proud of our seeds, food, and the diversity therein. At this point, I would like to recognize the 65 member organizations that are involved and have bought in this idea of producing indigenous food and also raising seed. It's for a fact that for production to be good, for production to be profitable, it all starts with a good seed. We have seed that we all know is resistant to pests and diseases. It's also quite tolerant to climate change. So I'd like to, at this time, as we celebrate the contribution of our indigenous fruits and plants to strengthening resilience to COVID-19, to re-echo what the country coordinator has said, that it is our intention as PELAM, Uganda, to work with the strategic partners to formulate strategies that will help in promoting sustainable management of agrobiodiversity in our food system. Allow me to appreciate the government of Uganda for the support that we are getting as civil society organizations. We are particularly grateful for the National Organic Agriculture Policy that was passed recently. However, like Oliver Twist, we keep asking for more. Please prioritize the enactment of the law that will be used to operationalize the policy. Allow me at this point in time to officially declare this fair open for God and my country.
Thank you very much, Dr. Christopher. Ladies and gentlemen, on your behalf, allow me now invite Mr. Owegi Hannington, who is the Secretary General of the PELAM Associations. Hannington, you're most welcome.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to first start with observing the protocol. The Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries, members of Parliament, ministry departments, country directors represented here, the embassy, French embassy, and other officials that are present here, the member CSOs that are represented here, the chairpersons and members of PELAM Uganda and board, member organizations, farmers, and all other stakeholders, all protocol observed. I would like first to appreciate the effort that has been put into this by PELAM Uganda and partners to organize for us a platform where we can be able to discuss issues that pertains to our food systems. As we all know, all know and aware, our food defines who we are. Our food is our heritage. Our food is our life. Following from what the previous speakers have mentioned, it is very important to really recognize that unless we produce food that is healthy, nutritious, and can be able to feed all of us, we are doomed as a society. In the food system, our food system value chain, the food system begins with a seed. Without seed, there's no food. And in the terms of food security, when we analyze the food system, we analyze food system with regard to the seed, the production, and we end up with the consumption. But when we have to include the paradigm of markets, then we go into the other angles of value addition and processing. But our concern here is to be able to address the issue of food security, the manner in which this food is produced. When we discuss about seed, which is the platform for our food, the seed has undergone a lot of changes because of changes in the manner in which we produce them, the manner in which the world is evolving, and climate change is also taking shape. But now the problem is, this food that we are using to produce food has been interfered with in some countries, and we don't have the kind of food and planting material that we need to produce this food. Yet every farmer has a right to seed and a right to food as well. So when we discuss about seed, what are the various policies that are governing the food, the seed system in terms of farmers conserving this seed? Because I'm aware that in some countries there are seed laws that prohibit farmers from conserving indigenous seeds. It amounts to maybe a criminal offense or something. I'm happy and glad to hear that from Uganda, farmers are able to conserve their seed and use the indigenous seed without any kind of restrictions. But this seed, what are the various seed policy affecting us? And this is something that we need to look at, not only from Uganda, but from a global perspective, because if other countries are interfering in the seed system, it might find its ways into other countries, because we are neighbors, we are living in a global community. So we need to safeguard the seed laws and the seed policies that govern our seed production, seed manipulation. We have been discussing about food with regard to GMO. It starts from the seed manipulation to what we consume, which is not very healthy. When you look at the production, how are the farmers being supported to produce? Do they have sufficient access to information? Are they being supported very well by the extension officers from the ministries and from the various partners that are dealing with the food system? So this is also another area that we need to really discuss when you're discussing about food and seed. Then consumption. What are we consuming? Do we consume what we produce, or we produce and consume what we don't produce? So in terms of consumption, we also need to advocate and encourage our people to consume that which we produce, which is healthy. Because sometimes we produce for the market, not for ourselves. But our aim should be start with us first. We produce for consumption. So I believe as we engage in the food symposium, it's very critical that we look at various aspects that help us in ensuring that the food we produce, the seed we use, the people who are producing this food have got access to the planting materials. I'm happy in Uganda they have already ensuring that the farmers are really being encouraged to conserve their own seed, plant their own seed, and they're able to produce to feed the country. Even with the COVID, that which came from other countries perhaps were very small and very minimal. And with 43 million people to feed, we really must be on top of the production system of food, because it's not very easy. If you look at the size of the country and the population and the growth pattern and how it's growing, we really need to be very, very aggressive in promoting responsible farming practices, responsible ways of producing food, better ways of consuming what we have, and then we'll be able to feed the nation that expect us to really work around this. So we are very happy that this is taking place in Uganda, and I really particularly like the quotes that came from the Pelham country coordinator from Uganda, which she actually confessed also came from somewhere, wearing the inner mask. Our health begins with what we eat and stop with what we eat. And for those of us who are still lucky to be alive, we can't avoid discussing food, production, consumption, and any process on seed, because it is very important for our health and our lives. So thank you very much, the organizing members of this forum. We need to appreciate the effort that the partners in Pelham, Uganda, with partners of Pelham, Uganda, with other stakeholders are doing in the efforts to make sure that we are all sharing information, communications, because this is the only way we can be able to understand what is within and around us and how we can better manage our entire food system. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Mr. Owegi. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now going into the sharing of regional experiences, and from across the country. We are going to have central, northern, being made of West Nile, Lango, and Acholi. Then we will have eastern, Busoga, Bugisu, and Karamoja. Then western, Ankole, Chigezi, and Rwenzori. And this is going to be live broadcast and showing the various indigenous foods and seeds, and learning from experiences and the different skills available. This part is going to be for 1 hour, and it's going to be outside. The rain had reduced a bit. It seems it is coming back, but we are able to still continue because it is not, it's not heavy. Allow me now invite my colleague, Mr. Katamba Aniwalu of BBS, who is outside in the stalls. I'm going to request at this point everybody now to move to their stalls, especially the exhibitors, followed by us who are coming to learn from the different experiences. Mr. Katamba is going to be moving stall by stall and picking those experiences and sharing with them, and this is going to be captured live for the whole country. Here within here, we shall be on the live streaming forums, and we will be giving you feedback, questions, and some of the answers as we move along with the exhibition. So I want to welcome all of us. Hi, Mr. Katamba, good morning.
Good morning, my brother Odongotho.
Good, thanks. You're very clear and you look good. The pictures are okay. I want to now hand over to you, and you continue with the exhibition stall by stall, and let's ensure that we cover all the exhibitors.
Okay. I once again welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, on this 11th Indigenous Food and Seed Fair. Thank you so much for being part of this wonderful event. I'd also love to appreciate the efforts done by Pelham Uganda for having an umbrella now 10 years down the road, trying to promote our local or indigenous food and their seeds also. Today, we're experiencing many of the exhibitors here outside on different stalls. These people, they are going to showcase what they do have based on their regions. You know, Uganda is gifted by nature. And when we talk of Uganda being gifted by nature, we don't only mean the physical features of the mountains and the chimpanzees and whatsoever, but even mean the different types of food that we do have here in Uganda based on the regions of Uganda. Every region here in Uganda is having their own way of life, and that is also exhibited in what they do eat. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to visit some of the stalls here, and on the stall where I'm standing, it's representing what the Central Region is having, and the Central Region what they do have, and the Central Region represents Buganda in particular. So I'm going to start with these brothers of mine. They are having different foods here, some which is not known, some which is known. So I don't know who am I going to speak to. Okay. Okay, no problem. You can help me with this one. Okay. So you're welcome to this 11th Indigenous Food and Seed Fair. We would love to know what have you come to showcase today?
Today it is an agroecological day where we embrace the ecology. Ecology means everything which is organic, which is lively, which is natural, and we have showcased everything here. These are all the seeds which are indigenous. We have beans, we have tomatoes, these are cherry tomatoes, we have groundnuts, millet, green grams, groundnuts. These are all the seeds somebody should keep and plant. We have guavas. You can even continue. So
I'm seeing onions, which are small in size.
These are the best
and these
ones.
days we have.
And even just to chew. Yeah, you see, people believe in big size. We don't believe in big size. We believe in the quality and the authenticated product, which is, by then we are in the COVID era. We want all the natural immunity, and the natural immunity comes from these natural grown organic products and produce. Yeah.
Now, who can take me through this food I'm seeing here? Sometimes, for us in English, we call them all yams. I don't know whether it's still the same.
Thank you so much. Just allow me to take you back to about Slow Food, just to let you know about Slow Food briefly. Slow Food is an organization working in Uganda, but it's part of the international organization, which is in 160 countries. So we are part of the Slow Food International in Ibra, Italy. Our work is to defend local food biodiversity, to educate a wider community about food, and also to advocate for a sustainable agricultural model and sustainable food systems. So here we are actually displaying what would say an agroecological store could look like. It has to be diverse, first and foremost. The foods have to be natural in a way that they are produced in a manner which is environmentally friendly. Whichever item you see here, we never used any chemicals to produce it. We never used any artificial fertilizers, but we are just using our local indigenous knowledge to produce such kind of food. So this is what we call the climbing yam. In Uganda, we call it balugu. It has several varieties, over 9 varieties, and this one is locally known as Jetumula. It grows bigger, though we have just decided to bring the seeds, to exhibit the seeds. But it can grow up to 80 kilograms in case you grow it very well. So this is the climbing yam we have here. Then they have taken you through the seeds we have. You can also, we have also these aerial yams. And when you look at all these...
Aerial yams, they are...
A Kobe, a Makobe. Okay. So actually, when you look at all these products, they can grow with each other, and that is ecology. So you can grow your climbing yam with the trees in the garden. You can grow your area yam with the climbing yam alongside. You can grow your seeds. You can grow the tree tomato. You can grow cassava. So that's how someone should produce their food.
Okay. When it comes to the climbing yams, have you taken an initiative to know the food values inside it?
Yes, we have taken an initiative. Basically, I think Mzee has the...
You can help us with the food values.
The food values, the nutrition. When you are having diabetes, when you are having all these sicknesses, these are the foods which store energy. They store minerals. They store vitamins. These are very essential in this area. So our ancestors used to say, "Endagu." Endagu is when you are traveling, you eat this piece and you don't go into all these hotels until when you reach home. So the food part of it is there, the nutrient part of it is there, and when you are hosting ceremonies and you don't put barugu, amwe mukunja, then I will not eat. Because it has that culture, the culture and the food. So whatever we do here, we integrate the culture, the satiety, the nutrition, and then the what you call recreation. Because foods are very good at tourism, are very good at recreation, etc.
Okay, thank you so much. With the interest of time, we shall go to other stalls.
With climbing yam, I can take you through the value addition part of it.
The value addition part of it.
Yes, we also produce flour from the climbing yams, and we have what we call the Presidia, a group of communities which are working to promote and preserve such kind of varieties. So we, as Slow Food Uganda, work with them to add value on such products. So we have flour from climbing yams, and this flour comes from this, and it can be very nice if you add milk in it when you're drinking it. When you're eating it, actually it's the best porridge you have to taste.
Okay, thank you so much. Allow me to go on other stalls so that we can see what Ugandans have come to exhibit in today's 11th annual Indigenous Food and Seed Fair. Okay, who is going to take us through the Q&A? Okay, what is your name, sir? I'll hold this one. What is your name, sir?
My name is Julius Tumwebaze. This is Homeland Organics and Agroecological Tourism Store. We are located in Mubende. We are practical advocates of agroecology, permaculture, organic agriculture, and agrotourism. We have a variety of indigenous seeds where we have different bean varieties, soya beans, and we have the processed one into powder. Then we have these fruits. We have the hard passion fruit, the banana varieties, the maize varieties, the veggies, the indigenous millet and sorghum, all the tubers, as you can see here. Yeah.
So when it comes to passion, this one is different in type with that one we see. I think it is even hard.
Yes.
Have you taken an initiative to know the food values within this passion compared to these other ones which are common?
Being the fact that we are promoting indigenous foods, this type of passion fruit doesn't even need some like spraying chemicals or extra management. It can grow naturally wherever it is. And at Homeland, we encourage food eating, indigenous food eating. We have a kitchen. Then we have a farm shop that when you come there, we serve you this type of fruits. Sometimes we go by even processing juice out of it. And when you come there, you are sure of getting a natural juice from a natural fruit.
Is it having plenty of it or small size?
Yeah, we have a plenty of them. We just carry some because...
I mean the juice.
Sorry?
The juice. Does it produce plenty of juice?
Yeah, even if you use one like this, because of the concentrated nutrients in it, you will get good juice out of it other than these other usual passion fruits. Yeah.
Now what of the banana? I'm seeing juice banana. What does it mean?
Yeah, I talked of different banana varieties. This Musa is basically for making juice and local blue called tonto in Uganda. Then we have Chisubi. likewise the same. Then we have scarlindizi. This is basically for the yellows menvu, and the cooking one is ordinarily for cooking, eating as a staple food here in Buganda.
I know tomatoes, how they do look like. Yeah. But when I see this one, yes, you have named that tomato trees. Yeah. What does this mean?
Tomato tree, it is a fruit that grows in a tree, but you eat it fresh. Again, when you want to use it in preparing meals, you slice it and you use it as an ordinary tomato, being the fact that for it doesn't use chemicals, unlike the other tomatoes that you need to spray chemicals on them. And since we are doing agroecology, we try to do away with chemicals.
When you go in the market, how do you differentiate it with the other tomatoes? Because this is also tomato tree.
The other ones are not tomato trees. They are ordinarily the tomatoes.
Does it have any Luganda word?
Yeah, in Luganda we call it echinyanya. Yes, over ebinyanya if there are very many. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much. Allow me to go on the another stall so that we know what Ugandans have come to exhibit. I think, my brother, you can come around here so that these people, the camera people, can be able to capture many of the things that you do have on your stall. We're still moving on to different stalls. I told you we have started with Central Region, which is representing Buganda. So every food you're seeing here, it is basically for those people in Buganda. So even those ones, they can, those ones who are from not Buganda, they can also adapt the food. Sir, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
What do you have here?
I have a variety of indigenous foods and fruits, but excuse me, let me turn the language and today speak in Luganda. Okay. So long as some of these varieties have been known in English on the other side.
Tukoze so Luganda sebo.
Yanzanye sebo. Amanya Kinvirewo Kigongo Benjamin. Ndi mu kitongole ekya Kulika Uganda. Nga tulina ebintu ebiwerako ebyaffe ebya wano. Njagadde nnyo okusooka mukusookeze ku kigambo kino eky'omubisi guno ogw'enjuki nti ebintu byaffe ebisinga wano ekisinza okubikuuma obulungi era nga birabika biri mu tesiti yaabyo oba mu mpoma yaabyo eya bulijjo z'enjuki. Wano mu Buganda oba mu Uganda oba ne mu East Africa yonna tulina ekiwuka ekyenjuki kyekisinga okuleetera ddala ebirime bino byonna okubeera nga biteekako bulungi ebibala byabyo olwokuba nti bitambuza empumbu okubijja ku kinnaakyo ne kikizaako era kikola tesiti ennungi. Kati omubisi ogwo tugujja mu njuki ne tugwa harvestinga ne tuguteeka mu mukola eyo bwetyo nga bw'ogulaba.
N'ogwamba muguteekamu sukaali ng'ogwabalala.
Nedda ssebo ogwo guli origino nga bwe gulina tetuteekamu kintu kyonna guba gwemala gwokka bwe guli.
Bino biki ebifaanana ng'entangawuzi?
Ebyo ssebo bye binzaali ebyaffe ebya wano ebitali bikolerere nga bino by'onolaba bamanyi okugattagattamu ebintu byetutategeera bulungi nolaba kalazi zotomanyira gye zaava naye ekyo kyekinzaali kyennyini ate ekinzaali ekyo kyekimu ku bintu ebimanyiddwa era ebikakasiddwa nti kirwanagana nnyo n'endwadde ezikwatagana ku nsigo. Era kidine biyamba nnyo kidine era omuntu ng'alina obuzibu obukwatagana ne kidine yandibadde nga ebiseera ebisinga asinga okukozesa ebinzaali ebiganda ebitali bitabuletabule. Mbiyise ebiganda olwokuba nti biri nnyo wano naye ebinnansi.
Bino ebikoola bye tulaba wano eno bino ebikoola byo bikola mulimu ki era byaki?
Katugambe nti omuzungu zayita spices nga bw'oziraba awo esinga spices waliwo omujaaja budalasini ekisubi ne spices endala nga bitula naye oyinza okuteekako ku kyayi oba mu byokunywa ebisinga tusobola okutabulamu spices ezo ne zikola akawoowo akalungi ate nga teri baddagala mubiri ate nga tetubirima mu nnima nti oba ojja kufuuyira oba byetaaga byo bintu bya butonde Katonda nga bikola. Ate ekyo omuti ogwo nga bw'ogulaba ku mbeera ye environment nga bwe twagala nti tukume obutonde bwaffe muti gwa butonde bulungi nnyo teguliko kufuuyira teguliko ki.
Okusinziira ku byendaba wano waliwo ebimu bye babadde batunnyonnyodde wali eri ate obudde tulina butono ebimu tugenda kubiyitamu lukwakwayo. Kakati ojja kunzikiriza otambule nange ojje tubeeko wano eno kyetwogerako. Twayogedde wali eri gali gabadde nago bagayita mayuuni naye mu luzungu ze yamu ne kati gano mayuuni mu luganda ziri abadde balugu wadde ab'oluzungu bakoppa ekigambo gona ne bagayita yamu. Amayuuni gano kusooka otuwulire ku bigakwatako ssebo.
Obuyuuni buno ffe tugayita obuyuuni obukupa wano oba obukaluba kuba obukaluba okusinga ku gali agabwayiise, naye ng'obuyuuni obwo buwangaazi nnyo kuba tekafa nga kali mu ttaka, kwegamba ke kamu ku mmere ekuuma enjala n'egumiikiriza obudde bwonna. Osobola okukalekawo emyaka nga ko kali awo naye nga tekalina buzibu bwonna bakasanze ate nga kalimu emmere ewa amaanyi oba ekiwa amaanyi.
Toyanza nnyo toyanzege. Ladies and gentlemen, with the interest of time, we are going to go a little bit chap so that everyone in the fair gets an opportunity to showcase what they've brought today. Right now, allow me to, how can I get here? Okay. We are going to use Luganda or English? Okay, katukozesa Oluganda omwami lwasabye. Twagala kumanya mumuze kukola ki wano olwaleero.
Erinnya lyange nze Musisi James nga nkolagana ne Namayumba Epicenter wamu ne Ganga Epicenter nga tukolagana n'ekitongole ekya Anga Project Uganda nga tuzze wano olunaku olwaleero okulaga butya bwe tusobodde okuyita mu COVID nga tukozesa emmere yaffe nansangwa ate ng'eriroko nga tusobola okugirima nga tetukozesezza ddagala lya butwa. Era nga mu mabega waffe wano tulinawo emmeeza eriko enva ez'enjawulo, tulinawo hibiscus atuyambye nnyo okulwanyisa COVID nga aleeta omusaayi, tulinawo ebijanjalo ebimanyiddwa ng'obuyindiyindi, tulinawo ebigaaga, tulinawo obunyaanya obuniina, tulinawo amakobe, kivuuvu, ensuusuuti, tulinawo ebinyaanya. Ebinyaanya bino eno nabyo bituyambye nnyo mu kiseera kya COVID olw'ensonga w'obirya n'omusaayi. Ate engeri gye kiri kibala ofunamu vitamin C. Tulinawo amatungulu gano nago tugettanidde nnyo kubanga ddagala. Tuzze n'enva ez'ebika eby'enjawulo n'ebibala ate wamu n'emmere. Tulinawo emmere ng'amatooke, sukaali ndiizi, kivuuvu, ebibala nga ffene, tulinawo ensujju.
Kyenjagala okumanya mulwanyisa mutya ebiwuka mu birime bino nga mugamba temufuuyira?
Tulwanyisa tutya ebiwuka? Ekibuuzo ekyo kirungi nnyo olw'ensonga kitawaanya nnyo abali ebweru eyo abatazze kukola mirimu gye tukola. Tulwanyisa ebiwuka nga tukozesa ebintu ebitwetoolodde ate bye tulina omuli evvu kye tuyita ashbro nga tulikozesa wamu n'amazzi g'ebisolo oba omulala kyayinza okuyita omusulo gw'ebisolo. Bituyambye nnyo ku biwuka. Tulina eddagala lye tuyita lye tutabulamu piripiri era ne tutabulamu n'evvu. Tulina eddagala erirwanyisa obuwuka lye tutabulamu n'obutungulu n'entangawuzi. Eddagala eryo lituyambye nnyo okubanga ebintu bye tulikolamu biriro kalavairebo ate nga byangu okukozesa ku biwuka ssebo.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to another stall. We are still trying to know what Ugandans have come to showcase. So here we're having some poultry here. I think we can also take some word from them.
Okay, thank you very much. When you look at our local chicken here, this type for us we call it chemwa. You find that for it it's a bit resilient or tolerant to the local, actually to the diseases. When you look at the Newcastle disease, so this one is a bit tolerant and resilient. So that's why you find that for us in the Namayumba Epicenter, we are dwelling on the local chicken because they are resistant and they are used to the environmental conditions that are tropical. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Is it still Buganda? Is it still Buganda or now we have gone to... This is mixed up. Okay. Okay, who is taking us through the Q&A? Tell us briefly, what do you have here?
Yes.
I will hold this one.
Thank you. Thank you very much. These are local food plants. When we look from here up to here, these are sources with the natural oil. So that when you want to prepare your dish, you use them for the oil. Then from here, these are proteins. They are source of proteins, they are seeds. And on the other side, we have those plants that provides carbohydrates. Then we have some fruits here which protect us from other diseases. Here we have vegetables. So you plant them, these are only seeds, you plant them, they are nutritious in the family health, and also they are the source of food security during food scarcity in our families. Thank you.
Thank you so much. With the interest of time, let us go to another stall. I think now out of Buganda or Central Region. I don't know that this is still Central Region, but by the looks, because what I see is not new. You know, when it comes to Buganda, I know most of them. Madam, you are welcome. Tukozese Luganda. Kale tuwulireko mu bumpimpi biki by'olina waneeza. Ano nja kukakwata.
Ekinansi na akakwasokwaso kano kaleeta calcium mu mubiri, kawonya endwadde z'abaana, kalongoosa ensusu z'abaana, kabateekamu ne vitamini. Tuzena akaganda abantu baakadibya naye ng'ate akanyanya akaganda kakola nnyo, kanyaanya ate nga ddagala. Tuba obwaffe obw'edda nabwo obusooli bulungi nnyo. Tulina ensigo ez'ebika byonna, tulina ejjobyo, tulina doodo, tulina nakati, tulina ebbugga, tulina n'entula.
Ate bino ebikajjo nabyo tuyiseemu katono ku byo.
Ebyedda bye bayita goowa, era bye bikajjo biwooma nnyo, tebiriimu kintu kyonna, bye byaffe biri ku original. Essebo
ndabawo obutungulu nabo tubuuleko ebibukwatako.
lwako ke kaffe akaganda nga kakikoola kajjanja mu mubiri n'okuteeka mu nva zonna, naye akatungulu ate eddagala.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to once again appreciate the efforts by Pelham Uganda for coming up with such an idea like this one to promote our indigenous food. Now 10 years on the road, they have done us so well.
Yes.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir.
So which region is represented here?
This is Karamoja, and today we are lucky to bring to you the desert dates. The desert date is an indigenous food that is got from the indigenous trees. This desert date is used as a medicinal. It can also be eaten direct to help someone heal from various diseases. It cuts various diseases, either fever, and then also the herbs itself. You can actually cut the herbs, which can be used for washing clothes as soap in a way. Then you can also make necklaces out of the covers of the desert date as well. But what is so important is for any to happen, for any occasion to happen, without this honored your visitors. So we are actually preparing now the from the other side. We're going to make the traditional meal, which is basically for visitors. So we are preparing it and we are going to eat it later. We are also preparing the traditional food, which is like a traditional cake in Karamoja. We are preparing it as well, and it can just be ready, I think, in around 30 minutes.
It's made out of what?
It's made out of sorghum, rounded sorghum, and then with butter, mixed with butter, and then also preserved milk or processed milk, plus the cucumber seeds, which is also in this thing. It's already processed. Yeah, so the food will be ready also in around 30 minutes. So you'll find it already in the table. So we're just undergoing the processes. So what is important about this is like pastoralists hardly fall sick because of these indigenous foods. So which also we think this can help us also fight against COVID-19.
Okay, thank you so much. Let me allow my cameraman to go on another stall because with the interest of time, we want all different stalls to be catered to. Ladies here, who go through the Q&A, and what have you come to showcase today? tukozese lulimi ki bannange wano mumpa muŋŋamba mangu.
Guno mugoyo ofumba ebijanjaalo ne bijja bulungi n'owata lumonde kati ebijanjaalo biteeka wansi ofuna sepiki 2 lumonde omusota yekka n'ebijanjaalo bisota yekka naye osota okoze bwe totunulamu kuba ojja kuwoteekemu etuuli kakati osota bebigonda ebyemirundi 2 n'otabika n'osota etabula bulungi wamu kakati bw'omala n'oleeta olulagala lwaffe luno n'oteekamu okuboobeza n'okwongera ku buyonjo.
Ososse emmere n'enva omugoyo
batulirako enva waliwo entula zaffe eŋŋanda zizi ono katunku ŋŋanda tuziteera ku mmere kuli nga tufumba kakati ozisota nazo n'oteekamu amazzi. Wano e Buganda tebateekangamu munnyo okujja kugaa nti kati basaasira abaana olya emmere eri nga bw'owuuta entula.
Okay, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We are moving on different stalls. I told you that these stalls, they are representing different regions of Uganda. Every region here in Uganda is having its own way of life. Sometimes it is exhibited in the way these people, they eat. Please take us through Q&A on this table here. What do you have? Okay. So what do you have here?
Here, I'll hold this. Okay. Here I have a variety of ranging from maize, this here, we have sorghum, we have the coffee. Then we have millet here, and from millet we have pele in our language. We have the variety of different types. Green cowpeas, the one called echer kukwai, the one we call abartakere. It is high yielding. We have
what nutrition value do they have?
Most of these, they have proteins. And for this one, these are energy givers. And these ones, you can even obtain oils from the nuts and even proteins you get from there. And we have even, this one is used for fasting. Here we have sim. These are all proteinous things. We have this shea nut, this is the seed. This is the one which is already preserved for. Then this one we roast. Out of this we get this type of oil.
Okay, thank you so much. I think most of them we shall. Here it is what?
These are medicines from managing several problems, like hepatitis B. Toward using eye problems. With this one, we have the one called the usuk. All related issues can be sorted using this one. And we even had problems. It's managed by the tree, just the background become okay. And here we have honey. This is a medicine syrup mixed. You just take it like this. You need not to mix with anything. And for the case of manpower, we have the solution here. Very many things. Even there.
Ladies and gentlemen, let us go to another stall. I'm seeing some lady here doing some poundering. I don't know whether she will take us through English. Who will take us through English? Because who can take us through English? Can you briefly explain to what do you have here? And what is she trying to pound?
Okay. So we have farmers, smallholder farmers. She's pounding is, and that's how traditionally we pound the G-nuts, and we don't take to the machine because the machines are not good enough.
So that is what that old mama is doing. Yes, please. So we have here a variety of things. We have the sustainable food systems here. We have our garden that is mulched. We have organic pesticides where the farmers make the organic pesticides. And this is a fertilizer which helps us. We also have our unique fertilizers that we get from organic materials. We have several varieties of foods here. As you can see, this is our seed bank. We have the fresh food, we have the onions and so on. And we also have traditionally how we preserve seed.
Okay, thank you so much. Let us first go on other stalls. Then when we get time, we shall come back. Yeah, because even other members would love to get this opportunity. What I'm seeing here is different types of food. We have pumpkins, we have pawpaw, we have tomatoes. I don't know how I can call this.
Smawek. This is a team from Rwenzo region under joint effort to save environment. Basically to describe on what we are doing with agroecology principles. You are seeing a lot of maize varieties, bean varieties. We are members of Perpetual Action Research. We are looking at wilting and yellowing in beans. Especially we have been doing that research for 2 seasons with Naro. We are looking at armyworm, which is in maize, inside of Rwenzori. In beans, we have effect of yellowing after planting. On that cases, we are using local. We use biorations and biococtions in controlling pests and boosting soil. In boosting soils, we are using spermagro approach, where we use cow dung, Stothonia, plus moras. Moras is from sugar. Then, when we are controlling aphids in beans, we use other indigenous knowledge, where you use Antana camara. It is a shrub. It is dangerous. You can't eat it, but we use it to make biorations for spraying in beans and maize. It also controls armyworms. For us in Kamwenje, we no longer buy those strikers to control aphids and for armyworm.
Thank you so much. I think, ladies and gentlemen, seeing the advantages of this 11th annual Indigenous Food and Seed Fair. Someone has explained to you how you can fight the pests in our farms. Okay. What do you have here?
We have, this is Church of Uganda Trader. We have seeds, department, and these are indigenous seeds, assorted, resilient to the drought and pests and diseases. We also have the condiments that are from the very seeds, because without the seed you cannot have a condiment or you have food. Then we also have the juice that is made out of the very seeds that we have now. Like here we have the bambara, we have this which we call ochao, and then we have this which is of tamarinda, which is very powerful, and right now it helps in health issues, typhoid, malaria, and then fever. We have herbal hepatitis B, asthma. All this is a combination. If we are to talk about each one of them, they all clear. And
I'm quite impressed by this value addition that you have come to showcase today, because most of our things they are losing track when it comes to value addition. Most of the farmers don't embrace value addition. I'm seeing some poultry here and some rabbits, so I think someone could take us through briefly. I will hold this one.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is Tedo, and I'm Julius Echodo. I'm talking about this, the Genie Falls. These are one of the indigenous local birds, and of course they are so good for our health as far as in food is concerned. Then we also actually have the local birds, that's the chicken, and we have them. You can have a look at them. We have also the rabbits. We have also these are the local eggs that are highly consumed and are very nutritious.
How do you fight diseases in this poultry?
Okay, in this poultry we fight diseases just locally. Like for instance, the pawpaw seeds, we can pound them and then of course give them for deworming. Then this is special plant here, it treats all the animal internal infections. That you mix it with the salt. You pound it together, then of course you mix with the salt, and of course you don't inject your cows or animals. You use this special plant, and you do that.
Okay. Let us go on another stall and we see what in this 11th Indigenous Food and Seed Fair today.
Vitamin A, especially in guanya, and we also have varieties of in our store here. We also have chia nuts. This is the processed one, if you can see down there. And we also have preserved, this one is used for skin, so skin disease. Actually, if you have skin disease, blood vessels, you can blood vessels, and we have preserved ways of preserving our local food plants. If you can see down there, we have eggplant and lala. Those are the local food plants. We preserve it during time of plenty, and in the scarce period, we actually use it for as for.
What about these ones here?
This is millet. Actually, we preserve it like this. You tie and you hang it on up in the kitchen, so that the heat from the smoke from you maybe and dry it, make it dry, and when you protect it in such a way, maybe pest can maybe even this maize here. If you harvest the maize from the garden, you don't even remove the outer cover. Then you can hang it on the tree, whereby nothing like maybe rats they cannot disturb it. So if you see this one here is tola. This is tola. So you don't even you don't cut it, and you just you just put it in a stick like that and you hang. That is the cheapest way of preserving it. As you wait for the planting period to come, then you obstruct the seeds and show the seeds.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. We are still moving on different stalls. I'm seeing a sister. These people are much respected. That you do have here. I'll hold this one, sister.
Okay. Thank you very much. Welcome to Sadinet, Lamo, Acholi sub-region. We have all the varieties of beans which are grown in Ramo sub-region. Then we have our seed bank, where we normally put the seeds, waiting for planting. We have different types of storage systems for the seeds. Traditionally, they used to use gourds and calabashes, simply because it regulates the temperature. If it is very hot, the heat doesn't affect the gourds or the calabashes. The coldness moisture doesn't destroy. Then we have all the types of beans. Like this one, we have looked for the English name in vain. It's called girode. And this girode, you can eat it like this. You can toast and you eat it. Then there is also the paste from this. And you can use it also as a seed. Then we have this one, which is called ramola, which is only found in the Acholi sub-region. Also, you can make paste out of it. You can toast it and eat as a snack. We have this one, which they call Canary Melon. Also, it's found there. You can eat the fruit, and the covers you can eat as a vegetable. We have processed them. The traditional fruits. We have the wines out of the traditional fruits, and we have the juices. And from that also, we have all the types of the from cereal and tubers. All the tubers you have seen, you have made the snacks. We have the fra here, which can be used for posho, for kwon, and for...
Gentlemen, I think it's high time we adopt the natural way of living, because when it comes to these local foods or the indigenous foods, much nutrients you'll get for your body. So what do we have here? I'm seeing cosmetics, I think.
I'm seeing cosmetics. Now, these are shea butter. All these products you're seeing are shea butter products. The reason why you're seeing them here is we want to show the public that there is value in shea butter. Now, shea butter, shea nut tree is an endangered species. People are cutting them down for charcoal and other things. But when someone who is destroying that tree sees that from just 1 kilo of shea butter, they are able to make all these products and earn more than 5, 6, 7, 8 times more than when it is destroyed for charcoal, then they will be the ones to start protecting the species. So, yeah.
Now there's this gentleman here. People are showcasing food, you're bringing baskets. What for?
You're welcome. In our midst, we have endangered species that are getting extinct. Ahead of me, I have cucumber family. These are rich in vitamin C, a rich source of fiber, and they can also help in detoxifying the body.
What of the baskets?
Yeah, the baskets, these are the ones for carrying them, traditionally, yeah. All right. And then here we have lentils, which is a rich source of iron. And then we also have hibiscus, which have phenolic acids. They also help in burning low lipoprotein cholesterol. And then here we have wild berry, commonly known as a sugar, which is rich in oxytocin compound.
Okay, thank you so much. Let us go on another stall. I'm seeing it has many things they have come to showcase today. Let them take us through them, but briefly, who is going to take us through the Q&A? Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. This is Community Empowerment for Rural Development. We come from West Nile region, and here we have series of local food plants ranging from seeds. We have fruits, and then we also have vegetables.
Let's start with coffee.
Coffee. Yeah, coffee being the pride of West Nile, especially Nebi and Zombo. I think you can see that is the coffee plant, and seeds. Here is the coffee that has been harvested. Harvesting, this is how we process it. You fry it, remove the other cover, and then you eventually fry it a little. After frying, you go to the process of grinding. I think you will see the other old woman down there. She's trying to grind the coffee.
That's how you locally grind it.
That is how we locally grind the coffee. And after grinding, this is the final product of the grinded coffee, which is ready for consumption. I think it has one of the best aromas.
You get a fine product when you grind it like that?
Yes, when you grind it like that, you get a fine product. It depends on how many times you grind it, because when you grind it for the first time, you find the texture is not yet the best. You bring it back again and like 2 to 3 times. Eventually, you get the best quality you want.
Those stones, they don't exhibit the friction so that you get dust from the stone?
No, those stones are quite smooth. By the time you use it for the first and second time, it is as smooth as using a grinding machine. So you will never get those particles in between the, yeah.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Gentlemen, you can assist me, and I pass here. Another stall here. What do you have here, brother?
Yeah, this
you
is...
can put on your mask, no problem.
This is BD partners from Lango sub-region, which comprise of AFSAT, ICES, Caritas, and FAPAD. We have brought here the biofertilizers, the organic fertilizers that can be used, and also some indigenous foods.
How do you make the organic fertilizers?
It is made out of local materials, like we have maize bran, we mix with the molasses, we mix with other ingredients, the grass, dry grass, and other things. And also we have the ones we make from cow dung, the super magro. We mix the cow dung with the hash and other ingredients, small ingredients there. Yeah, and
now when it comes to pest control, do you also do it organically?
Yes, we do organic pest control, but we have not brought the fine products here. But we are also doing organic pest control. And now, leaving alone that, we're going to other indigenous food that we have. We have the green gram. That is, the local name is a kilamakoka or a coca in Lango. And we have alaju.
Some people here in Buganda used to call it saidi. These ones. I don't know where they got the name.
I don't know, but that is how we call it, kilamakoka. And we have alaju, which is also a local vegetable that is used. And we have tohe. In Lao, we use it in different ways. Like we use it like, we call it a pili. That is another
nutrition value there.
We have, we use it also like the leaves we eat as a vegetable. We paste it with the groundnuts, we paste it with simsim, all those ways. And another species of green gram we also have. And the okra, which is used for preparing most of these other vegetables. The local okra, we have two types, the ones that are a bit bigger and the ones that we use the leaves only. And here we have the white hands. White hands, we get it from termite hands. It's always seasonal from Lango. And we mix it with groundnuts, we mix it with the simsim paste, we mix it with chia nuts. Okay. Yes. And,
okay, thank you so much. Let me go on here. They are also waiting for us. Yes, madam. Who is taking us through? You're the one? Okay. I'll hold this one. Okay. Tukozesa Oluganda tutegeere ebintu byonna byonna ebiri wano ssebo.
Neyanze nnyo ssebo.
Tutandikire ku lumonde, sinaba kufunayo batunnyonnyola ku lumonde.
Lumonde ono wabika ebiwerako. Amannya agange nze gali Wango Kyoloobi. Nava mu kitongole kya Africa 2000 Network ekiri wansi wa Peram, ku bimu ku bitongole ebikolera wansi wa Peram. Ono ye lumonde wabikanga bisatu. Mulimu kyebandula, mulimu sukaali ne kawogo. Eno ye mmere evaako, eno ye nsigo yaayo. Tujja tulandiza nsigo yaffe okutambula n'omulembe okukuuma emmere yaffe ennansi. Tulina olusuku olw'ebitooke eby'ebika eby'enjawulo, omuli bogoya, omuli kibuzi n'empologoma n'ebika ebirala bingi bye tutaleese wano nga naye gye biri mu nnimiro zaffe. Tulina ffene omulungi ow'omuwula ate awooma era ensigo ye eri omwo. Tulina ekyennyanja ekirunde ng'era bw'okiraba wano bwe tubirina eyo ku bibanja byaffe. Bw'oba oliraanye ekisenyi teekawo ekyennyanja, olye engege, olye emmale n'ebyennyanja ebirala ebisoboka okulundika. Tulina ebintu bingi nnyo omuli enva.
Kano kakyakamyufu kano kendaba.
Lino muddo naye nga baguyita lusiiti ate eddagala. Tubeera nalyo mu nnimiro zaffe ne kituyamba okubeera nti ezimu ku ndwadde tuzejjanjabirayo nga tugozesa ensigo zaffe. Esebo.
Okay. Kale tuyenza nnyo tweyanzeege. Webale nnyo okutuyisa mu nteekateeka eyo. We tweyongerayo wano eno ndaba bannaffe okuva which region is this one?
Ruchiga district.
Nomanyi okugamba Olukiga?
Olukiga ndarumanya kurungi.
Tugamba Olukiga, tugamba Oluganda, tugamba Olungereza.
Katugamba Olungereza.
Okay, you can take us through what you have.
Yes, this is the Ruchiga Indigenous Community Seed Bank. We collect and store indigenous seed in the region of Chigezi, and all that we are presenting here is all made in Ruchiga. My colleague is going to wrap up what we have here quickly.
I'll hold this one.
So my name is Tumea Winter from Ruchiga Indigenous Community Seed Bank. So we have a variety of seeds. Starting from here, we have the passion fruits, which are highly nutritious with vitamins. And here we have tomato tree fruits. They also grow well in the hills of Kigezi. Then here we have the Irish. They do well in the swamps. And this is the chief cash crop in the Ruchiga district and Kigezi sub-region. The chips that we consume here in Kampala from this. As you know, the Bachiga are very strong people. We also have seeds from where we get carbohydrates. For example, maize. This is colored maize, locally known as mahinda. We have peas here, also proteins. Then from this seed, we also have, this is fried. It is fried peas. You can taste, it's very sweet and very delicious. Then this is the seed. Then here we have pumpkin seeds. This one is fried, and then this one is fried and pounded.
What is the use of pumpkin seeds?
They are high source of zinc. So they are very good, especially the men.
I think you're different with this lady I'm seeing here. Or you're the same? You are the same. Okay, you can take us through this one, what we are seeing here.
Thank you so much. I'm called Orishawa Evelyn. I'm also from Ruchiga. So we have here honey. We start from here. We have our traditional cups. These ones in our culture is for household head. We can fill this cup, then we give it to the household head. On his bed, then he keeps on taking. Then in that cup, we can put this porridge. This is entulile. Entulile is sorghum mixed with honey. So once you make porridge from sorghum, our black sorghum, this is fermented black one. No? Then we have also even this one is not fermented. For this one, we can also get porridge, and it's good for children, especially those with kwashako. You can give them this one. In our language, it is called enkumba yomugusha. I think if you can hear enkumba yomugusha.
What is the taste of entulile?
Entulile. It's so sweet. You can taste surely. There is straw here. You can taste. I beg you to.
I'll come back and taste out of them.
It's okay then. But it's nice, especially for women. Yeah, you can take it. Then here we have millet flour. We have millet seeds. We have flour. This one is for machine making. But we also use our stone to get millet flour.
Okay, let us go on another stall and see what they have come to showcase today. Ladies here, who is taking us through what you're having here?
Thank you. My name is Ruth Mwebaza. I'm from Rukunjiri. I run a social enterprise called Aroma Organic Farm. And we have different models that we are using because we have our focus areas. We look at farming as a business, especially for young people. And in that, we use 1 acre model where we grow everything. Most of what you see is grown on that acre, that 1 acre. So this is to encourage young people that you don't need so much to start. Some of us are vertical, so young people can choose to use even the smallest piece of land to grow food. The other thing is that we do value addition. We have, you can see these sweet bananas here. We dry them. We dry our sweet bananas. The taste is the same. The nutrient content is still the same. So sometimes you go and buy, if I'm selling this, I'll sell this at around 10,000. If I'm selling this, I'll sell it in the village. You will sell this at around 2,000. So there's so much that we can earn from what we do. We also have animal feeds for farmers who want to grow, who want to feed their animals. We have some legumes that are good for the soil nutrients. We also have the grass there. But also, as a farm, we are thinking of value addition as a way to go, especially if you want to go into the international markets. We have come up with a product from our communities called Mukuk Aroma Coffee. This is sourced from our community. So we give back to the communities. And with this, you're making really premium money with what you're doing. We have different seeds that we have here that farmers can enjoy. We've also added value to our matoke. During the dry season, May to August, you find that a very big bunch of matoke like this one goes at around like 5,000. And when it comes to November, December, this, like right now, selling this at 50,000. So how about we preserve, we add value to our matoke, we dry it, grind it, and we make flour. So during November, if you don't have matoke, you still enjoy your flour matoke. So we don't need to waste food.
Does it still taste the same?
Yes, it doesn't taste the same, but the nutrients are still the same because we really want to make sure that the nutrient content is still the same for our health.
Let us go on another stall, ladies and gentlemen. I'm seeing quite a number of things here.
Yeah.
Who is taking us through them? Okay.
Yeah.
You can face the camera this side.
Yeah, my name is Dennis from African Royal University. We shall start from here. For any plant to grow, it requires fertilizer for it to come out, the nutrients. So we came up with earthworms. Earthworms help us to break down the cow dung into fertilizer, which is here. So we use this in the garden. It is from the cow dung. The earthworms are here. The ones help us to break down the cow dung into this which we use as fertilizer. And in the process, we get the Vermi Liquid. This Vermi Liquid, it is got from this process. As we get this fertilizer, we also get the Vermi Liquid. It also acts as a foliar fertilizer to crops. So we advise our farmers to always use organic fertilizers, more in vegetables and other crops which mature early. Like in 3 months, you find you're eating a vegetable. So when you use synthetic chemicals, you're poisoning the consumer. So we decide to use these fertilizers, natural fertilizers. Also, for the pests disturb crops much. So we came up with neem extract. So this one is neem extract. It is organic. It is good in eliminating aphids and thrips which disturb the leaves of our vegetables. Then we also have tephrosia. It is also good in controlling pests. Yeah.
Seeing different types of pumpkins here. You can take us through them.
Yeah, we have different types of pumpkins. There is this big one, long one, and this in different colors. And on market, you find one prefers this big one because it has a hard skin. Someone prefers this one with the soft skin, and this one, the number of seeds inside it much. So you find some people are interested in the seeds of a pumpkin because they are rich in zinc.
What is put inside these fibers here?
Inside these fibers, we have a gobe, this powder. We store it in this fiber.
It's made out of what?
It is made out of this one, the gobe. We also have these wild berries. They are found near homes. And farmers in the villages who cannot afford buying worms and have this for their children to eliminate worms.
Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Let us go on another store. I'm seeing they are having something different here. What is this one?
This is a soap, local made soap, and it is made of various muhang'aniki ekiri mu bulwayi because this soap is made herbal. It is a herbal soap and it cures the ringworms and even the diseases for women. So in fact, we ask people to resort to this soap made so that people can have good health and our Uganda can develop with those people. From there, even the soap, we get some money, local money, we sell it at
what ingredients, what do you put inside this soap?
This one, we put just local herbs.
What?
Like what? I have said Muhanga, but we get a half bar of soap, green soap. It is what it changes as a soap. We can't make the soap from only. We get a small soap and we mix it. Yeah. So that's what we do in the community, and also we tell them to resort to organic manure as you have seen it. We have it, we make it our locally, and we use it. We are not getting those from outsiders, but we are insisting to use ours in our country. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I'm seeing different types of seeds. I don't know who is going to take you here so that the camera and you can be captured.
Good morning. This is Plant Genetic Research Center. We conserve local in the Uganda National Geographic in Entebbe. Some of the seeds that we conserve, like you can see, we have maize, diversity of maize, we have beans, we have palm millet, we have sorghum, we have so people to my stall to come and see how we conserve seeds, the local seeds, because some seeds are not known, some people don't know these local seeds. Yes, so I'm asking people to come on my store to have a look at what we have. Yes.
Thank you so much. Let us go on another stall. I'm seeing a lady here. She's having finished products. I don't know where she gets them from.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you very much. Welcome to Hills Events Planners. We plan events, weddings, graduation, company events. But because of the lockdown situation, we thought of youth employment, where we had to come up with snacks, the porridge, and the briquettes.
So, where do you get these? What are your raw materials? I think.
Raw materials, we have these, and we have these that have maize flour, milk powder, and soya. Then we have that has millet, milk powder, and soya. So we have people who supply us from villages that bring the millet, and the maize flour. Then we have someone who supplies us the milk. So we do the addition.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm seeing another stall here. They're having some products and some small tomatoes. Who is taking us through this?
I can take you through. Yes, most welcome. This is my passion farm. We started as a fruit farm that was in buds for buds. But along the way, we had challenges with so we carried out research on how we can offset the manure. So we do biomass briquettes, which are a perfect alternative to the usual charcoal, which is not eco-friendly. So these briquettes, as you can see, these packages, we package in 10 kilograms, 20, up to 50. And a kilo goes for 1,000 shillings. So they burn longer than the usual charcoal. So what we have here are fire lighters. These lighters are able to help you light any ordinary fire, whether it is wood or on a stove. Fertilizer, the poultry manure. We package 50 kilograms, as you can see that big bag. Sack goes for 1,000 shillings. So this manure is organic and very good. As you can see, these tomatoes were grown without fertilizer, and these big ones you're seeing were grown with our fertilizer. So that is why you see a difference in sizes. Yeah, so it is a very good fertilizer that any farmer can use to boost yields and performance.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm seeing another stall here, full packed with coffee.
You're welcome, sir.
Okay, you can take us through what you have here.
Okay, a coffee producing organization that works closely with smallholder farmers to ensure that we promote and value addition across the entire coffee value chain. So, with other partners, we also do work hard to ensure that we promote local consumption of coffee. Yes, please.
Yeah, sure. Thank you so much. I'm seeing another lady here. What have you come to showcase?
Hi, we are called Real Yogurt. Real stands for Revival of East African Ladies.
Household incomes have been negatively impacted, but also sadly the area is sugarcane infested.